Be patient with your pet. Proper training of your pet is essential to the success of the PetSafe in-ground fence. Remember that the PetSafe in-ground fence is not a solid barrier. The keys to training your pet to use the PetSafe system are patience, fairness, firmness, and consistency. Train for 10 to 15 minutes at a time, and don't try to do too much too quickly. More frequent, short sessions are better than less frequent, longer sessions. If your pet shows signs of stress, slow down the training schedule, add additional days of training, or increase the amount of playtime with your pet in the pet area. Common stress signals include pet pulling on leash toward the house, ears tucked, tail down, body lowered, nervous, frantic movement or stiffening of pet's body. Your pet must be completely comfortable near the boundary flags at the end of every training session. Spend at least 5 minutes of playtime at the completion of each session within 10 feet of the boundary flags. Finish each training session on a positive note with lots of praise and play. Remove the receiver collar after each training session. Be sure to contain your pet by another means during the training period. During training, if you need to take your pet out of the pet area, remove the receiver collar and either pick your pet up or put him in the car to pass out of the pet area. Even if you think your pet is responding well to the training, complete the entire training. Reinforcement is important. The goal of day 1 is to have your pet learn that the boundary flags and warning beep from the receiver collar define the new pet area. Perform 3 sessions on day 1, each session lasting 10 to 15 minutes. Program the receiver collar to level 2 or 3, depending on your pet's size and temperament. Put a separate non-metallic collar on your pet's neck above the receiver collar and attach a leash. Have tiny pieces of treats that your pet will find desirable, along with your pet's favorite play toy available. Begin by walking your pet on a leash in the pet area. Calmly praise and talk to your pet, occasionally giving treats. Move toward the boundary flags. Keep your mood happy and throw treats to the ground. With full control of your pet on the leash, toss a treat on the outside edge of the flags. As your pet enters the static correction zone to receive the treat, he will begin to receive a mild static correction. The longer your pet remains in the static correction zone, the stronger the static correction will get. Allow him to stay in the static correction zone for 2 seconds. Then, gently help your pet back into the pet area. Immediately praise and offer him a treat as he enters the pet area, even if you have helped with a leash. Never allow your pet to eat a treat while in the static correction zone. Wiggle a boundary flag to help your pet understand that the discomfort of the static correction happens around the flags. Repeat this process at several different boundary flags. Your pet should start to resist going after the treat in the static correction zone. If your pet continues to enter the static correction zone, check the fit of his receiver collar and allow him 2 to 3 seconds in the zone before pulling him back to the pet area. The goal of days 2 to 4 is to train your pet to stay in the pet area and respect the boundary while you are outside of it. Perform 3 sessions per day, each lasting 10 to 15 minutes. Program the receiver collar to levels 3 or 4, depending on the size and temperament of your pet. Put a separate non-metallic collar on your pet's neck above the receiver collar and attach a leash. Have tiny pieces of treats and your pet's favorite play toy available. Repeat the steps described in day 1, but drop the leash, leaving your pet in the pet area. Walk outside the boundary and wiggle the boundary flags facing your pet. Continue around the entire boundary doing this, tossing treats to your pet in the pet area and praising him. Never allow your pet to eat the treat while in the static correction zone. Days 5 through 8 of the training session constitute the distraction phase. Your pet should still be on a leash. Program the receiver collar to levels 3 or 4 and create distractions such as other family members calling your pet from beyond the warning zone. If he stays put, reward with a treat. If he strains at the leash, allow your pet to enter the static correction zone and get corrected a couple seconds before pulling him back into the pet area. Then praise and treat your pet. Do this for 10 to 15-minute sessions 3 times daily. Now it's time for the leash to come off, under close supervision. Stay and play with your pet for sessions lasting for a few minutes at first, and then working up to an hour or more by day 14. Between days 15 and 30, your pet should be able to run free, but check in on him at regular intervals. With the PetSafe Deluxe in-ground fence, your pet is safely contained, but still enjoys a sense of freedom. Once your pet learns the boundary zone, he will be reluctant to cross it for walks or car rides. You have 2 options. First option, replace the receiver collar with a regular collar. Then put your pet in your car within the pet area and drive him out of the pet area. Option 2, replace the receiver collar with a regular collar and leash. Walk your pet out of the pet area with a command such as, "Okay." Always leave the pet area with a leash, and your pet will associate leaving the pet area only on a leash. There are a whole range of additional accessories that can be purchased for your PetSafe system.